Hello all and welcome back to the channel. Here I will be telling my stories. Some will be creative and some will be real happenings. It's up to you to decide which you want to believe. Let's get started. My name is Josephine, but I go by Jo. I have always been fascinated by the strange old mansion on the outskirts of town. It was said that the original owner, a wealthy aristocrat named Lord Chamberland, had disappeared under mysterious circumstances many years ago. The mansion had since become abandoned, and rumors circulated about its dark secrets and supernatural occurrences. Despite the warnings from friends and family, my curiosity got the better of me. One evening, I decided to explore the mansion on my own. As I approached the building, a strong feeling of unease washed over me. The air seemed heavy with an unspoken dread, and the shadows danced along the walls as if they were alive. I entered through a broken window on the ground floor. The interior was dark, musty, and filled with cobwebs. I fumbled for my phone to use as a source of light, but the battery had died earlier that day. As my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I began to explore the eerie space. The mansion's layout was confusing, with many twisting corridors and hidden passages. I soon realized that I was lost within its depths. The air grew colder as I ventured deeper into the building, and I could hear strange noises emanating from the shadows. Despite my fear, I pressed on, determined to uncover the mansion's dark secrets. As I continued to explore, I began to experience vivid hallucinations. Ghostly apparitions that seemed to materialize out of thin air, and disturbing visions of grotesque figures lurking in the darkness. One particularly unsettling encounter occurred when I stumbled upon a long-abandoned ballroom on the upper floor. The room was filled with dusty furniture and faded tapestries that hung from the walls, depicting scenes of lavish parties and extravagant lifestyles. As I explored further into the space, I noticed an old grand piano standing in the corner. The piano's keys were covered in a thick layer of dust, but as I began to play, the notes seemed to take on a life of their own. The melody was hauntingly beautiful, and it filled the room with an ethereal presence. As I played on, I felt a strange connection to the mansion's past inhabitants. It wasn't long before I discovered the source of the supernatural occurrences within the mansion, a mysterious force that seemed to be drawn to my playing. The more I explored and uncovered about Lord Chamberland and his family, the stronger this malevolent presence grew. It became increasingly clear that I had stumbled into something far beyond my understanding or control. As the days passed, I found myself becoming more and more entwined with the mansion's dark history. The hallucinations and visions intensified, leaving me questioning my own sanity. Despite the mounting danger, I felt compelled to continue playing the piano, hoping that it would somehow provide a way for me to escape the sinister forces at work within the mansion. One night, as I played deep into the early hours of the morning, something truly terrifying happened. The walls began to bleed, and the floor beneath my feet became slick with an unnatural substance. As I tried to make my way out of the ballroom, I found that the exits had been sealed off by some unknown force. Panic set in as I realized that I was trapped within the mansion, at the mercy of whatever dark powers were at work there. The malevolent presence grew stronger with each passing moment, and I could feel its unholy hunger consuming me from within. In my desperation, I turned once more to the piano, playing a frantic melody that seemed to resonate with an ancient power. As the notes reverberated through the air, the barriers sealing off the exits began to crumble and collapse under their own weight. With newfound hope, I made my way back down to the ground floor of the mansion. The darkness that had once held me captive now seemed to recoil at my approach. As I stepped out into the moonlit night, I felt a sense of liberation wash over me, as if I had been released from some unseen prison. In the days and weeks that followed, I struggled to come to terms with what I had experienced within the walls of Lord Chamberlain's abandoned mansion. The memories of my time there haunted me, leaving an indelible mark on my psyche. Despite the horrors I had faced, a part of me felt drawn back to that eerie place, as if some unseen force continued to beckon me forward into the darkness. I found myself returning to the mansion once more, compelled by some mysterious force to explore its depths and confront the supernatural terrors lurking within its walls. In that twisted, ghostly realm of shadows and fear, I would come to understand that sometimes the greatest danger lies not in facing our deepest nightmares, but in succumbing to them. Thank you for being here. That was all for today. If you liked this story or any of the stories, feel free to like, share, and/or subscribe. See y'all in the next one.